When I got up this morning, I started looking at different real estate influencers, coaches, gurus, and what they're saying about the market, what the media is saying about the market, what local people are saying about the market. So I want to give three examples and use these as reasons why you should look at your own situation and look at what's best for you and your family, and not what realtors or economists or anybody else is saying that is going to happen in the market, because what one person's situation is isn't necessarily another. So I think it'll all come clear when I start going over this. So earlier in the week, somebody put out a post about Hartford County having 20 something percent of their homes having price reductions. And, the spin on it was kind of like, hey, sellers, this is your chance to get out of the market. 21% of properties have price reductions, so your value, your equity may dwindle. And I don't think he's wrong that we're certainly seeing the market kind of tighten up a little bit in Connecticut. Properties that had 30 offers aren't having 30 offers anymore. They're having three or four. And we've seen this kind of happening for the past year. So it's really not much of a surprise. But I started looking at the statistics. And yes, 20 something percent of homes have had price reductions after 30 days of being on the market. So what is that telling me? That's telling me that sellers or realtors are pricing properties incorrect for the market. So you have to be careful about how you price a property. So you look deeper at other stats, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but appreciation is up. Homes are still selling over what they were selling for, either month over month, last August compared to this August, or year to date. Also, what I look at very closely is inventory levels. So, absorption rates, to make it easy, is how many months it will take to sell all the current inventory that's on the market. So, 0 to 3 months is a strong seller's market. 3 to 6 months is a balanced market, and anything over 6 months is a strong seller's market. So Hartford County as a whole right now is on par with what it was last year at this time, which is about 1.8 months of inventory. So you can't say everything comes down in real estate to supply and demand. People have to move. They get job relocations, they, get divorced, they have, babies. There's reasons that people have to move every day. So you can't look at a market that has 1.8 months of supply and say, which historically is a very, very strong seller's market, and say that that is now turning into a buyer's market just because 20 something percent of homes have had price reductions after 30 days. They don't give the number of homes, or at least in that statistic, I haven't looked deeper into it, about prior to 30 days. So clearly, if your home has been sitting on the market in a market that is selling homes in under a week for 30 days, then you've priced the property incorrectly, either by choice or by ignorance. The second statistic is everybody's talking about the Fed rate drop. So the Fed dropped the prime interest rate by 0.25% yesterday, first time since in 2025 that they've reduced the rate. But that doesn't necessarily mean mortgage rates are going to plummet anytime soon. In fact, they are dropping the rate because of instability in the jobs market. So that's not a great sign for the economy. So you have all these gurus saying the next couple of weeks buyers need to go out and buy because this is a great time. Well, again, look at your situation, because the jobs report came back worse than expected, not horrible. But what does that mean for your situation? Is your job secure? Where are you in the process? Again, the banks have already priced that rate cut expectation in. We've actually seen rates 2 days ago drop to about 6.08% on average for a 30-year fixed mortgage. And yesterday it jumped back up to 6.22%. So they priced that rate cut in. Now that the rate cut happened, they bounced back a little bit higher. So we're not going to see, hopefully we do, but I don't think we're going to see rates drop down 5.25% or 5.75%, anywhere around there. We'll get slightly under 6%, maybe. But again, nothing substantial to make a bad decision for you and your family based on what the Fed did, which didn't really have anything to do with the real estate market. Third data point is somebody at a town meeting this week had mentioned, oh, Bethany, the housing market's crashing. It's horrible. There's so many homes for sale. I think right now there's about 14 homes for sale in town, which if we were in Hamden, that's nothing for sale. Bethany, it's a decent amount. But again, you look at the data and the statistics, and that is 4 months of inventory. Year to date, there have been 30 closings in Bethany. So in about 10 months, that's 3 closings per month. So again, 4 months of supply. Last year at this time, it was 4.4 months of supply, and everybody thought the market was great in Bethany. So we have less supply, which means stronger buyer's market. But again, in a town that you have 3 properties close per month, you really can't deem that 1 month statistic as Bethany's market is crashing or not. Now, the average and the median price points have dropped month over month. That means last July to September. But again, with 3 properties that have closed on average, if 1 month $1 million house closes and we have a trailer park in town, $120,000 house to close the next month, those statistics are skewed. And it doesn't mean that your average 3-bedroom, 2-bath house property value has changed. It just means what is selling of those 3 houses that sold that month, where are the price points closing? So I just want to, put this video out there. If you're looking to be in the housing market, do what's best for you. If you're looking to sell, if you want to sell, if you're relocating out of the area, or you're buying a different house and you have a house in mind that you want to buy, sell your house. If you're doing it because you're afraid the market's going to crash, first of all, if you've been in your house for 5-10 years, then you have a lot of equity in your house, assuming you haven't refinanced and pulled that equity out. If you just bought your house last year and you decided it's a bad decision, yeah, maybe you should think about selling, because if there's any price fluctuation, you could be upside down. But if you've been in your house since before 2020 and you've had all this appreciation over the past 5 years, does a 5 or 10% market correction really matter? Yeah, it would be nice to have that extra equity. But if you're selling just to sell, you're moving into a rental, you're not sure where you're going to go, that 5 or 10% of paper money that you didn't actually have, and you still have way more equity than you would lose in a market correction, don't make a bad decision for your family. Think everything through carefully, make the right decision. If you need help with that decision, I'll give you all the data and my opinion of where the market's going. But again, I'm a realtor who took a 30-hour licensing course. I've been doing this for 20 years, so I know the signs of what a market's going to do, and do I think we're reaching the plateau of where we're going to be, and do I think there's going to be a correction within the next year or two? Yes. But do I think it's going to be 2008 all over again? No. So I'll give you those data points in a calm, not trying to encourage you to list your house right now because I want to get another sale by the end of the year, but give you all the information that you need to make the right choice for you and your family. So I hope you found this video a little bit helpful, at least. If there's anything that you need, any questions you have, feel free to either leave a comment, reach out to me. You probably know my cell phone number, but if not, put it in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.